You are now in the court of Her Majesty.
First of all, thank you for agreeing to do the interview with
Of
me.
course.
I
Of course.
appreciate it. And I have an intro that I put together just for you because it has to be done this way and only this way. But most people know me as the Queen of Health here on TikTok, but now I'm entering the podcast era. So I want to welcome everybody, and you are now in the court of Her Majesty. So today we are in the presence of a woman whose legacy glows with undeniable brilliance. She's a symbol of timeless beauty and grace and immense talent. And I mean immense talent. A woman who's made her mark on the culture and in our hearts. She captivated audience as Jane in Robert De Niro's directorial debut in A Bronx Tale, embodying tenderness, power, and that magnetic charm that made her unforgettable from the moment she graced the screen. In the cult classic Belly, she portrayed Keisha with a mesmerizing combination of beauty and emotional depth. Her performance didn't just steal scenes, it birthed a cultural moment, sparking a viral TikTok trend with over 15,000 videos under that sound, proving that her presence continues to inspire generations. Her filmography includes Just Cause, The Preacher's Wife, The Salon, and Tyler Perry's Aunt Bam's Place. Each role is an extension of her artistic versatility and emotional range. But she's more than just an actress, she's a songstress with soul. Once signed to the iconic Motown Records, she released her album This Time, blessing us with Ooh Ooh Baby. I listen to that album on repeat to this day, and I know every song on that album, featuring the incomparable Missy Elliott and the heartfelt song Silly, which soared on the Billboard charts and remains a fan favorite to this day. With over 110 million worldwide box office receipts, her film projects, and a voice and a presence that transcends medium, she has proven herself time and time again. She not only entertains the world, she moves it quietly and powerfully and with stunning poise. Now I ask everybody in spirit, because I know they can't clap and we can't hear them, but in spirit, give you a warm, regal welcome to my very first guest on the show, which I'm so happy it's you, Taral. The one and only Taral Hicks. Yeah!
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What an introduction. Thank you so much for that introduction.
Yes.
I mean, you
Yes.
know me. You know my work. Like I'm impressed. No, I'm okay. But thank you so much. Um, I want to say before we start the interview that I am so proud of you. We do have history.
Yes.
We've known each other since we were little girls,
Yes.
and to see you being this bright light and shining as bright as you can, I'm so proud of you, and I just want you to know that you keep doing what you do. What you do help people, encourage people, inspire people, and I'm proud of you. So from one sister to another, you keep up the great work.
Thank you. Oh my God, that meant so much to me. You have no idea. I love you, and I thank you so much for that, Terrell.
Love you
Like,
too.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay. Are you ready for my question?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
ready for your questions.
Okay. So
Yeah.
here we go. My first question, and we're going to be reflecting on A Bronx Tale for just a minute. That's like a cult classic. I just watched it. We watched it again last night as a family. It's just as if I watched it for the first time. It was just so good. The first film debut was in 1993 with A Bronx Tale, directed
Mhm.
by and co-starring Robert De Niro, which is iconic in itself. Alongside standout performance from Chaz and Leo Bracado, I want to know, how did that experience shape your career and your expectations for the industry, movie industry in particular?
So I want to say I was very, very blessed to have landed that role. And I didn't really have a lot of acting experience on film. Actually, I had no acting experience on film. I was performing on off Broadway in a play, so I did have some experience with acting stage plays, but not screen work. And when I landed A Bronx Tale, I was ecstatic.
Wow.
And not only was I so happy, but my very first acting coach was Chaz Palminteri. and Robert De Niro.
Wow.
They really guided me through my performance. Of course, there was a natural sense of performance there already, but they were able to take what I already had and bring it to the next level as far as the things that I didn't know when it came to acting on screen and being in front of the camera and angles and how to take takes and how to retake. And I learned so much. So it was a blessing. And I'm just happy that one of my very first films was with someone so iconic and so profound, you know?
Yes. So when you was on set with them, they would actually just like guide you and be like, don't worry, this is how you do it. Just, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, there's one particular line that I can remember. It's when I was fixing his hat and I said, there, that's it. So you wouldn't think that that little short sentence would need to have the right touch to it. And so I was saying, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that. And they were like, no. So De Niro, he really came over to me and he was like, just go, yeah, that's it. And so I just emulated exactly what he told me to do. And he was like, yeah, that's the one. But that one line, we took some time with it, as well as Lilo. He had little scenes where he would say, do you know how to make sauce? Do you know how to make sauce? So for him, it was a first for him as well. And they were his acting coaches as well. So he's like, you know how to make sauce? And he said that line probably about 50 times. And I'm standing there like, yes, I know how to make sauce, and it's freezing in my head. That's what I'm saying. But they wanted something special. They wanted the moments to be special. And they worked diligently to get the lines exactly the way that they wanted them to sound. And for that, I'm grateful, because it not only taught me to want to perfect my craft and to really just be good at what I'm doing in the moment.
Thank you for sharing that. Wow. Okay. To my next question, working with him as a director and him being in the movie, which is Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
You just told me about a piece of advice that he gave you, but is there anything else that stands out that he said to you that you carry to this day? Like some piece of advice when it came to acting?
Well, he told me that I was a great talent and to stick with it. And, you know, that A Bronx Tale was going to take me far, even before it came out.
Wow.
And so as we can see, we're sitting here talking about it almost 30 something years later. It has taken me very far. Wow. And it is a film that is unforgettable. And I think that it would have been that anyway, because of who directed it and who's starring in it. But I like to think that my presence added a special touch. And so I feel like God tailor-made that role for me, and he gave it to me. And therefore, it has been a blessing in my life.
I absolutely agree. I'm not saying it would have been amazing, because like you said it would, but you being in it gave it such, it gave it such a life of its own. Like, it's just like you could watch it and you just see that part that you played. It was so impactful. And, you know, it was just something that is unforgettable. So yes, I absolutely agree with you. Now, this is something that fans have wanted to know. They felt like the chemistry between you and Leo was so unforgettable. And they want to know what the relationship was like on set. And did you two, of course, stay in touch after? And how was your relationship today?
Okay, so for the fans. Working with Lilo, we were kids. He was 15 and a half, and I had just turned 16. And our parents were on set. Gosh. And we kind of was like staying away from each other, like a little, you know, a little nervous, like, you know, like we're here to act. Like, I don't like you and you don't like me. And no, this is not going to be anything, but we're here to act. And that's, you know, we were immature. We were young. Right. And we did our parts. But the best thing about the chemistry was that when it was time for us to turn on, we knew that we were there to get a job done. And we turned into who we were supposed to be, and that was Jane and Colorism. And so, yeah, we created magic, although we didn't have magic offset. But on set, we had magic. Back then, we were playing Game Boys. We had separate trailers. We were in our trailers with our parents. We would bump into each other at the crafts table because we loved candy. We were kids, so we were grabbing all the snacks. But we would say hi. Our parents would talk, but for the most part, we were quiet unless we were doing our lines. And then we would do our lines, and it just turned on. Our alter egos would kick in. The alter egos of Jane and Calodro would kick in. And now to the next question. Yes, Lilo has had some rough times, and he did get sent away for a little while due to just, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And he had a drug addiction, which I'm so proud of him today because we are in touch. He is out of jail. He is reformed. He teaches, he teaches classes for those who are trying to become clean and sober, and he's been sober for a long time now, and we do autograph shows together, and there is a part of the world that has truly forgiven him for making a not so smart choice. And I feel that if God gives us redemption, and if God forgives us for the things that we do that are not right, who are we to judge people and keep them in hell off of a bad decision, especially when they've reformed their life and they've changed and they're helping people. And now their life is going in the direction that it should have always been going in. And that is to give glory to our maker and to be your best self here on this earth.
Oh, wow. I love that. And I thank you for sharing that. And I just want to say congratulations to him for taking that step and doing the right thing. We all make mistakes in life. Some bigger than others, but it doesn't matter. He is doing what he's supposed to do now, and that's what matters.
Exactly. So big, huge shout out to Lilo. Also,
shout out
we
to
just
Lilo.
actually recently we had a photo shoot together. We did a remake of our door test scene, and it's on my page. So if you guys flip over there, you can see what we look like today, and that fantasy that you all believe in your head that we should be together outside of the movie.
Baby, just stop.
Exactly.
No,
we're both married. We're both in love. We both have wonderful lives.
Yes.
But we did do a reincarnation of that scene, and it was simply just for the fans that love A Bronx Tale.
Okay. I love that because that's what when acting is so good that people believe it. Like they are stuck in that moment knowing that, I know you guys have moved on. I know you're happily married with you, but fans be stuck on that. And that's because you guys did such a fantastic job in making people believe that was like, they'll get over it. They'll get over it.
Yes, we brought it to life. We brought it to life for a second. We acted it out again just the way you all envisioned it would be here in 2025. And it's there for you to gloat and see and love. And that's that. But Lilo is doing amazing.
That's so good to hear. Now, you quickly became every guy's dream. Like in New York, like I've been places where randomly you would be mentioned, and I in my head like that's my girl, and they were randomly like that's the most beautiful girl, and like randomly, and so that's happened to me several times. So you became every guy's dream. Italian guys love you, black guys love you. It doesn't matter where, they love you. Did that suddenly feel surreal to have like all of that attention? Why do you think your role resonated so deeply? Because they really do gravitate to you. Like it doesn't matter where I go. They will say like, that's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in the world. And so what do you think it is about you?
That's a hard question to answer because I don't want to sound like I'm conceited, but no. I feel that what guys say the most is that you're really, and I take it in a good way. And sometimes it could be a little offensive too, because it's like, they're like, you're really pretty for a dark skinned woman.
Oh, no.
No. So, I'm with my girlfriend because of you, because you made me like dark skinned women.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. And I think at the time that I came out, there weren't a lot of representation of our complexion in the darker tones. So there was Naomi and there was a few of us, but then I hit the movie scene and Gabrielle Union, can't forget her because she's gorgeous. But I hit the movie scene and it was just like, you're really pretty for a dark-skinned woman. So I know that that is attached to it, but in my heart, I feel like we're all special. I feel like we all bring a sense of beauty and you know, a sense of glow to who we are. And I believe beauty is how you carry it, and I just happen to be confident in my beauty and I really try to carry it well.
It's the way you carry yourself. You have
Yeah.
so much confidence and you have so much love. You're surrounded by love, and that's people don't know. People, when you have love in your life, I mean, your family, your when it comes to your parents, your sisters, your nieces, nephew, your husband, your sons, all that
Yeah.
love, it reflects on who you are.
Yes,
It reflects. It
exactly.
shows on you.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes. So I
Thank you.
think that's what
Because
it
let me
is.
tell you something. You can be the most beautiful person, but if your inside is ugly, that beauty fades. I mean, I
Absolutely.
feel like your inside has to match the outside. And so that's what I strive for. I'm always putting in my little my note on my socials, all I'm striving to do is be the best version of myself that I can be. And
Yes,
that stands for the physical and mentally,
yes,
spiritually, all
yes,
those things. I'm just trying to be the best version of me. And of course, I want to look good while doing it. So I'm gonna take care of this shell. I'm gonna
yes.
take care of this, all this, and make sure that that's matching my inside, and my inside is matching my outside. There you go.
There you go. That makes sense. And to just make one thing quick, it's not a compliment, guys. Anybody who's watching this, it's not a compliment to tell somebody you're beautiful for a dark skinned person, like a dark skinned woman. You're beautiful because you're beautiful, period. And so
Exactly.
once people understand that, I hope one day they'll get that in their heads,
Yeah.
because that annoys me so much.
Yeah, because there are so many beautiful dark skinned women, and really, we don't get enough light. We don't get celebrated enough. So I'm glad that I can carry the flag and say,
Yes,
look, I stand with my sisters
yes,
on this. Like, we
yes,
are gorgeous, we are beautiful.
yes,
And I really think that that's what Keisha brought to the table. She helped a lot of darker tone women with their
yes,
self-esteem, because they
yes,
would look at her and be like, yo, she's rocking this skin. And if
yes,
she's comfortable in it, why should I not be comfortable in mine? Oh, you should. And that's what Keisha brought to the table. Rock your skin. Be confident in who you are. You are beautiful. You are sexy. You are lovely. You're all those things. And you
yes,
have to wear it well. And so when you wear it well, then that's what people see. If you don't
absolutely.
wear it well, then they see that as well. So just wear it well. Rock who you are.
That's it. And you said that. I could not agree with you 100% more. Okay, so my next question. Many fans wonder why you didn't continue acting in more mainstream roles after your roles in Belly and The Bronx Tale. Was it your choice? Was it a personal choice, or did the industry present some challenges after those major debuts that you had?
Well, I would say it was both.
Okay.
The industry has started changing.
Mm,
I feel that after I did Belly, I got a little typecast, and everybody just wanted me to go straight naked, and I
oh,
wasn't doing that. So
understand.
I had children, and my family life, and my mom became ill with Alzheimer's, so I had to kick in and deal with that, because for anyone who knows someone that has that disease, it's like losing a person.
It
And
is.
so I had to deal with that. I mean, as celebrities, we are human. We still go through things. We still feel emotions. And God has given me so many talents. I sing, I act, I model.
Right.
So if you don't see me singing, no, I'm probably acting. If you don't see me acting, no, I'm probably modeling. So there was a time in the industry when they really didn't allow you to do all of them. They wanted
Mm,
you to focus on one thing. And so I was a hopper. But I
mm,
read this quote, and it said, don't allow people to make you think you're crazy because
mm.
you have more than one talent.
That's
You're
right.
not jumping all over the place. You're just multi-talented. And it's up to you to figure out how to balance each thing that you do. And so I went through a period where I was balancing my life. And
Mm,
now I'm balanced and I feel
mm,
whole. And now the industry is so much more receptive to people who are multi-talented, that have more than
mm.
one gift. People that I feel that really succeeded at that are women like Brandy. I mean, Brandy does it all, and I admire women like that. And so, because I'm still here, that's what I'm still putting into the earth. All of my gifts, all of my talents. So, to answer your question, I'm gonna say a little bit of both. You know,
Okay.
life versus industry, and I
That's
had to
right.
balance it all out. And guess what? I didn't let it take me down. I'm
Nope.
still here.
That's
Y'all
right.
see, I'm not addicted to no drugs. I don't look like a crackhead,
Nope. Nope.
because that, a lot of people get addicted to cocaine and different substances when they can't handle the industry, or when you get a no, or the door closes in your face. For me, my drug of choice is God. My drug of choice is my spirituality, and knowing that he put me here for a reason. And as long as I'm alive, I still have another day to live out my dreams. And so that's what I've been doing.
Somebody say amen.
Amen. Amen.
Yes, like that's what I'm talking about. Like that's why we were friends growing up, because we think alike. And the thing about it is that as long as you have life and breath in you, there's another day for you to accomplish anything you want.
Exactly.
So what you said was A1.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now we get into a little bit of Belly, because I know people, of course, they love that role, and I understand that role was like very impactful for a lot of women. And I know what you were saying about them trying to typecast you in that type of situation, where wanting you to portray that same. It was like a one and done for you. It's like, I did this role, one and done. Let me move on. But your role as Keisha remains iconic, stylish, and confident, and unforgettable. How did you prepare for that character? As you had to bring something beyond that to the screen in order to probably to even do that role. What did it take for you to do it?
So, because I was kind of coming fresh off of a Bronx Tale, and I
Mm,
read the script, and I was like, whoa, Keisha is a lot. And Hype at the time, he was the director, Hype Williams. I'm sure you all know who that is.
yes.
He was like, I just see you playing this role. I know you could do it. I know you could do it. So it's like, all right, let me read it. Let me sit with it, and let me figure out how I'm gonna do this, because Jane was such a good girl and Keisha is bad. I mean, she bad in every sense of the word. I mean, she just like,
Yes. Yes. For
she's
sure.
I like to say, I don't know, Jane is your girl around the way,
Yeah.
sweet, cute. Keisha is like Lil Kim. Like, she's not like no game.
She came to
She's
shine.
like, look, I'm gonna give you this hood whether you like it or not. But when I'm giving it to you, I'm gonna be fabulous doing it. So I like to say that I did study Little Kim a little bit.
Okay. I love that.
I did.
Shout out to Little
Um,
Kim. Shout out to Little Kim.
I did. I studied Little Kim. She was like new, and she was like the it girl.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, but she can't be just like ghetto. She needs some class and some style. So where
Mm,
can I get that persona of, this goddess ghetto girl that's just walking the earth? And
I
so
love
it's
it.
like, you know what? Naomi Campbell. I need her strut. I need her
Mm,
pores. I need
mm,
I need Tyra Banks sass. I need
mm.
Kamara Lee's flair. And so all those women, I just put in a little box, and then I went abracadabra. Not only playing,
And
but
Keisha
I,
came. Woo!
she derived from those women, made Keisha. Not only that, but in real life, I did know a little bit about that life because I grew up in Gun Hill Projects.
Yes.
So there were a few Keishas, around there. And I know you lived down the block.
Yes.
I
Yes.
remember. I used to walk to your house back and forth from
Yes.
school. And,
Yes.
we've seen some things. We know those
Mm,
girls. And those
yes.
were like the early 90s. So,
Yes.
everybody had on the door knocker earrings, and, the hood was alive. And so
Yes.
I was catching all of that. And so I went back to those memories, and I
Mhm.
grabbed some of that along with the models, along with Little Kim, and a bad girl was born.
Woo!
Me and Keisha.
Okay, come on. That's
My
the
baby
tea.
was born.
Yes, yes. And let me tell you something. That is like one of the best, Like I know, like there's a lot of people who play roles like that, but I don't think, and I'm trying to hurt nobody, but nobody has captured a role in that way, the way you have done it. I haven't seen it since. I'm sorry, but you know, it's just it was so good. Like it's
Well,
undescribably good.
I have to think of the concoction of women that
Yes,
helped me put her
yes,
together and create her DNA.
yes.
So she's
Okay,
just a little bit of everybody bad,
yes.
just
I
doing
love
it
it.
being a
I
boss
love
chick.
it.
That's who she is. Yeah.
Okay, okay, that's how we came up with. Okay, I love it. Okay, so Belly's become such a cult classic in the hip hop film circles. Did you ever imagine it would be long lasting the way it is to this day?
No,
Oh,
I
that,
did not. I did not. You know, it did decent in the movie theaters. I don't think it came in at number one, but it was like number three or four at the time when all the movies came out. You know, that was such a big deal
it
to
was.
know when you
Yes,
came in the
yes,
theaters at what
yes.
number. And I remember Magic Johnson, he didn't want to play it in his theaters. So that was kind of like against us a little
I
bit.
remember that.
Yeah, he wouldn't play it in his theaters. You know, I guess, you know, he just didn't like the representation of whatever his reasonings were.
Mm,
But what changed the trajectory of Belly was streaming.
mm.
When it was able to be played on BT picked it up. I remember that's the first time I saw it on television. I was like, oh, okay, BT picked it up. Blah, blah, blah. I saw it on television. It's like, okay, cool. That was many years later after it came out. Of course, you know, it went to DVD,
Mm.
Blockbusters. I don't know how old y'all are about Blockbusters.
They don't know
Had
nothing
it.
about that. Well, maybe there's
They
some
don't
people
know
are,
nothing
but
about Blockbusters, right? Blockbusters had it, and then they were bootlegging it all over the place on all the streets. You know that era. See, we went through eras, stages,
yes,
crazy. You know,
yes.
so it went through that, and then when my son went to high school, he came home one day. He was like, "Mom, yo, you know your movie's on Netflix." All my friends are like, "Yo, your mom is Keisha from Belly." So
Wow, I know
I
that
was
looks
like,
like.
uh-oh, okay. I was like, hold on. What is happening?
Oh,
So it became a part of the Netflix family in I want to say like mid 2000s. And then people started celebrating it
mm,
as a part of a culture shift. And of course, Keisha always stood out.
yes.
Whenever they would talk about Belly, they would talk about Keisha. So I was like, I really thought in my head, okay, yeah, I did that. It wasn't gonna last. This is gonna go away. It has not gone anywhere.
Nope.
Keisha just kept growing, like year by year. More fans, more people have, you know, become aware of the film and who she is. And now we have a whole younger generation
Yes.
that's looking up to, you know, the cinematography that Hype did, the directing. All they talk about is the blue light and and just how he captured everything. So it's really become not just a film, but an art piece, so to
Mm,
say. I have artists that draw Keisha for inspiration, and
mm,
it's too many I can't even count. I'm baffled by
mm.
the response of this generation, and
Right.
that, again, this movie is over 30 something years old, but the fans they make it feel like it just came out yesterday,
Yes.
for a lot of us. So it was a pleasure working on it. Fun fact that people don't know. I mean, these dudes out here think that Keisha was getting banged. Keisha was not getting banged. I just want you to know that. Keisha, you know what? You know what? That's not true. Keisha was getting banged, but Taral Hicks was not. I had a body double in that scene. So just to make that clear, because they just
Yes.
go
Got
far
you.
beyond with that scene,
Yes.
But Keisha is here to stay. I embrace her. And just for all you girls out there that think her life was the way, her life was not the way. She was a drug dealer's girlfriend, and she had to find out some things, just about being a woman. And Tion tried to help her out, but just about being a woman and really valuing yourself and your beauty and who you are. So you guys know at the end of the movie, Nas says Keisha gave her life to Christ. And she did. So I like to take that a little far further and imagine where Keisha would be today. I think Keisha would be a boss chick running a company because she learned about the business through helping Tommy sell drugs and keep that business going. So she knew how to boss up already. She has several online stores. She's a mentor. She donates and gives to her church, and she's just a bad chick. That's who Keisha is today.
Okay, I love that. Okay, so now they got the answer, and now they know what Keisha would have developed into. I love that. That is so iconic.
Can't you guys see a series coming, Keisha?
No, listen. That has to happen. Like I feel like 50. He's good at like with power and all. I feel like somebody needs to pick that up, and I need to see it. I need to see it.
Y'all tag 50 Cent to this and tell him, come on, let's go make Keisha.
No,
let's
go
make it.
Are we gonna keep doing that? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start that.
Keisha series. Let's go.
Let's go. We gotta have it. Like now it's on. So 50, get ready because we're gonna keep bugging you until you make it happen. So my next question is recently a viral rap reference. I just saw it recently, just maybe a day or two ago. My daughter showed me. She said, "Look, they referring to Taral from Keisha." So they said recently a viral rap reference looking like Keisha from Belly. It's like in the song. And then there's even a TikTok trend where darker skinned women use your audio describing, Keisha and celebrating the beauty. Have you seen those? And
I have.
You have.
I have. I've seen them, and I do try to like, or let them know that I see you. Like, thank you for the flowers, thank you for the love. Yeah,
I love that. Okay, because you have inspired this confidence in this for a whole new generation of women. Like that role was meant for you to do because it has helped so many women have confidence in themselves, and I love it. So you already talked about a little bit what it was like working with Hype Williams, and anybody who knows him, he's legendary in the music world, making music videos and being in film. So being alongside Nas and DMX, rest in peace, DMX.
Yes.
How was it? Yes. How was that? Was it easy working with them? Did you feel comfortable in that setting with those two iconic rappers?
Well, I definitely did. Hype and I, we had already had a history of working together. I did the Usher Raymond Think of You video. I did put that woman first. I did what else? Where do you want me to put it? Video. So I was like also kind of like the It video dark skinned girl that they the go to. So we had a little history of working together already, and so. When he presented me the script and he told me that, the rapper X would be playing Tommy, I didn't know X. I knew his music. He was new. He had just came out. And I'm like an R&B girl. So I was listening to Brandy and Monica, SWV, and Gina Thompson. Like those acts like that. That's who I was listening to. I wasn't really so focused on the rap. So I didn't really know him like that. But he said he was going to have a meeting at his house, Hype's house. And he was going to be there. He wanted me to come and meet him. And I met him. And there are video clips out there of him saying that he was a little bit intimidated to meet me because it was his first, acting gig. And I'd been doing this already. And so when I look back, I could see that, he was very shy. He introduced himself not as DMX. He was Earl. He said, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Earl. Nice to meet you." And I said, "Oh, okay, Earl," because he told me your name was X. So, okay, you Earl today? So he's like, "Yeah, that's my real name." He's like, should I use that as my acting name? And I'm like, "Yeah, go for it, Earl. Okay, Earl." And we just started reading the lines, and he was a natural talent as well. X was a natural talent. He came to set ready to knock out the scenes, and We did what we needed to do. His wife, Tashira, was on set. She's such a wonderful and beautiful person. So shout out to her. His ex-wife, she was on set, got a chance to really talk to her and meet us. So there wasn't any uncomfortable situation going out. Now, as far as the other little thing that happened, I don't know because I wasn't on set when that happened. So, I don't think his wife was on set either. So, but yeah, it was a good experience though. And rest in peace, X. He was a great dude, and his legacy will live on forever.
Yes, it will. Okay, thank you. Okay, that was excellent. I love that. Were there any behind the scene moments from the film in the belly that really just stayed with you that you think about, like randomly, like wow, remember that? And that was like,
yes. So one more thing about X, when we were filming, he was very much into character, but when we would break, he would go and grab his Bible and start praying.
oh,
And he would say to me, he started calling me Hicks after a while because Hype would always call me Hicks. He never called me by my first name. It would just be like, all right, Hicks, we go to set, Hicks, everything was Hicks. So he was like, X came to me one time, he's like, Hicks, I know you go to church and everything, right? And you love God, like you do, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I really love him too, like and the word, like the word is so good to me, like I could read it for hours and I could dig into it. And I was like, wow,
I love that. Wow.
this is another person. So he had multiple personalities, and he kept them separated. X was X, Earl was Earl. And then there was this guy that had a love for God and feared God. And that this is true by some of the songs he made. You could hear it.
You can.
And you could hear his conversations with God. And so I would like to say that when he was rapping, you saw those personalities in his songs too. And if you go back and listen to his music, as I did, I'd be like, that's not X right there. That's Earl speaking. That's X speaking.
Yeah.
This one really loves God. And sometimes they would all be in the same room at the same time.
Wow.
Sounds a little weird, but hey, we all know that X was, he was a very special person. And God loved him. He was a chosen vessel. Yeah.
I love that. Thanks for sharing that. I know that his fans are going to love to hear that.
Yay.
Okay, so we're going to talk about a little bit about music.
Okay.
Okay, so in 1997, you released your debut album, This Time, featuring the emotional standout track, Silly. What inspired you to... Well, I know you've always been a singer. I know that from school you sing all the time. So people don't know, like, this didn't just happen. Like, you come from a family of just talented singers. So when people see that, they like, oh, you transitioned, but it really was something you've always done. What inspired you to make that album at that time? Like, what you felt like that was the right time for your music, and you just said, I'm going to give it to them?
Well, A Bronx Tale just came out, and I hadn't filmed Belly yet. Actually, Robert De Niro was the first one. He wanted to put me on the Bronx Tale soundtrack, but I didn't make it. He knew that I could sing because they heard me singing around set, and someone told him, like, Bob, she really can sing. And Tommy Mottola was his friend at the time. And so he introduced me to Tommy Mottola. I was signed to Sony Music first.
Oh, I didn't know.
And I was signed to Sony first. And I was there for like 2 years, and that didn't work out because they really didn't know what to do with me. They didn't know if they wanted to make me pop. So they gave me a pop A&R person. And then they didn't know if they wanted me to play hood. So then they switched my A&R, and now I had an R&B, more so to say, A&R. And so the music was just, it wasn't right. It wasn't. And because I was still growing as an artist, I knew I could sing both, but I'm like, why can't I just do both? Why can't I, just do what Whitney does, sing pop and then, have the remix.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
a lot of people weren't really doing that.
Yes.
So that didn't work. And then, I sat there for a minute and I met a guy came to see me, a man, I should say. I met a man. He came to see me at Chaz and Wilson's, and I was singing live with Ron Grant, rest in peace. And he was like, "Yo, you're so dope. I want to sign you." And I'm like, "But I'm already signed to Sony." And he was like, "Well, how long have you been there?" Been there like 2 years. "No, we're getting you out of that. They don't know what to do with you. I know what to do with you." And I'm like, "Okay, but who are you?" "I'm Dice." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "I'm an A&R in Motown. That's where I work. And you come to Motown. We're going to get you over there." That's exactly how I said to him. And I was like, "Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of tired of sitting on the shelf. So yeah, let's make it happen." So Motown brought me out of my Sony contract, and I was able to go ahead and skip over there. And that's when I started creating the R&B soul pop album that came out, that had all of my sounds, all of my flavor, embodied who I was.
I love it.
And that's when the public, got to hear Silly for the first time. And that is a remake of Denise Williams.
Yes.
But I heard some of her music. I was like, "Wait, I sound like this woman." And oh my God, this song's Silly. And I was like, it didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that I should remake that song. And so I did. I went in the studio, covered it. We put out a song called Ooh Ooh Baby first, which featured Missy Elliott. I was like one of the first artists to work with Missy, and I know she's on the album because you listen to it. So I was like one of the first artists
my
to
daughters,
work with
they
her.
all know it. We all know it. They be singing.
Yes,
They
yes.
love it.
Yes, and then from Ooh Baby, we put out Distant Lover, and that did really well. And then Silly came out, and then Motown took a shift again. Another shift happened. Andre Harrell was the president, and they decided that they wanted to, move Andre and his crew out. And I was the artist that he signed. They brought in another president, and he came with, his crew of people. And it works like that. When you're signed to a set of people and a new team comes in, they come in with who they're pushing and who they want, to go forward. And, so we were no more. And then I moved on. And that was the last record deal that I had. But I still sing. I'm still able to sing. I still record music. And, to say the industry has changed so much.
That's
So why I didn't come back out is because I was in the middle of a shift. I was in the middle of the streaming cycle. And we all know that the streaming cycle, it isn't pretty right now. Artists are fighting for rights. Artists are not making money. Artists are trying to, be them best selves without giving away all of their publishing, all of their rights. And so now that we've gotten a little more control over how to work this streaming system, it's starting to get better. But, I want to put music out, but I want to do it in a smart way where I'm not being raped by the music.
Yes. No, I
And there you
understand
go.
that. And I'm glad that you answered that in such a detailed way, because a lot of people just who don't understand the music industry are like, "Well, why didn't you put out more music? We need more." It just doesn't work as easy as they think it is. It's like, it's a whole political thing behind music and, things. So thank you for explaining that. So I think they'll have a better idea of how it works and why they haven't heard any new music from you yet, because you said I got to move smart and I got to make sure that I'm getting what I deserve. And
Exactly.
so yeah, that's important.
Because nobody wants to put in years and years of work and you don't, reap the benefits. And I, rest in peace, Angie Stone, but her story breaks my heart. Like, you would have never known that that's what she was going through.
Never.
Because we're just singing her hits, we're looking at the glory surrounded around her, but not knowing that this woman was struggling to survive and had to do so many things that she shouldn't have had to do, because she's a legend.
Yes.
She's a legend, and she's made iconic music that we're going to sing until the end of time.
Yes.
Anthems. Anthems.
Yes.
Who doesn't pay you for your anthems? You know what I'm saying? So we have to be smart, and I just want to be smart when I come out. That's all.
No, absolutely. Like it's just you never know what people are going through, and ah, poor Angie Stone. Like that's really so sad, and I hate that she had to go through that. But
Yeah,
I hope that we can do something better for the future so that this doesn't
absolutely.
happen. You know,
Absolutely. I mean, I really wish that we would go backwards a little bit and
same.
the streaming, it's like the engine is making all the money, not the
Yes,
people. And I just wish that we can come up with a situation that is equal, fair for the artist as well as the person that believes in them, and not
yes,
the person that believes in you is getting
yes,
everything and they just sitting
yes.
pretty on a high horse,
And you
and
can drive a
you
car.
gotta
It doesn't
do
have anything.
150 gigs a week to survive. Like, no,
Absolutely.
so I'm waiting for the shift, and I believe it's
It's
coming.
happening.
I
It's
believe it's
happening.
coming.
It's happening. I feel it. It's happening. I see it. Okay, so you answered some questions for me. I don't even have to go into that. So you became the leading lady in several music videos. How did it
Mhm.
feel shifting into the visual role of the music scene, especially during a time when video storytelling was so powerful?
Wow. It felt great. It felt great to, know that I was representing women all around the world, and that they could look at these visuals and say, wow, I see myself. This is
Mm,
beautiful. And yeah.
yeah. Okay. 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 You answered so many good questions. Right now, you talked about you want to put out future music, and I know
Yes.
people are interested in that. So, what are you working on currently? Whether it's like, I know you have a line of lipsticks
Yes.
that we need to get where we need to get all the beauty influencers. We need to get your lipstick viral. That's number one. We
Yes.
need everybody to be wearing your lipstick. Tell them what it's called and
Okay,
why did you
so,
come up with that? Why did you decide to do a lipstick line?
well, let me start with that question. I decided to do a lipstick line because I think when someone looks at you, your lips are like the first thing they see, especially if they're popping.
I love that.
It's such an important feature of your face. So why not? Why not lipstick? And I feel like the shade that you have on could enhance or not enhance your beauty. So I wanted to come up with a line that I felt would enhance our beauty as far as women. And I wanted it to be vegan. I wanted it to be all natural, animal cruelty free.
Yes.
So I partnered with Selfie, who they're iconic for making wonderful products
Mm,
that are as such. So we came up with the Taral Hicks collection, and I picked out all the colors.
I love it.
And so I'm going to show you some of the colors
Now you
now.
got to put me on the PR list so I can promote all those for you.
Yes, I will. I will. So when you order this product, you get this box if you order all six, right?
Okay.
So let me go into some of the colors because the colors have meanings.
Okay.
And so we're gonna start with fine wine. So this is fine wine.
Beautiful.
And before I tell you the other colors, I'm gonna tell you the features that's on the lip gloss. This is the Taral Hicks collection by Selfie. There's a mirror so you can see yourself when you're in dark spaces.
I love
So
it.
and that's not all we thought of. Inside the tube is a light. So
Ooh,
if you're
okay.
in
Come
the
on now.
club,
We
and
have
you
to have
can't
that.
see, you don't have to get up and leave the table. You have everything you need right here.
I love it.
They are matte colors, but if you choose to gloss them up, I have you. Keisha Clear.
Keisha Clear. I love that. I
Keisha
love
Clear.
that. Ah. Oh my
So we
goodness.
know why it's called Keisha, right?
Of course,
Because
of course.
Keisha's from Delhi, and
Yes.
she was clear. Her beauty was natural. And I know a lot of women, they don't like color all the time. So I have this natural clear that is beautiful. It's glossy, it's moisture filled,
Oh, I love it.
and you're gonna love this if you're a girl that just like to do the clear look. So that's Keisha Clear. And we
Mm.
talked about fine wine. We know why fine wine is
Ah, yeah, come on. Come
because
on,
us that are
Keisha.
aging very well, we definitely need to be in fine wine, right?
Absolutely.
I think you're gonna love this one.
Okay.
This one is Sassy Bronx.
I gotta have
And
Sassy
so
Bronx every day. Everything else is
Sassy
better.
Bronx is a vibrant red.
Hmm.
It's beautiful, and it just reminds me of growing up in the Bronx and the graffiti that I would see on the train stations
Yes.
going to Great Star High School.
Yes.
I would always see this bold, bright red, and I was like, they always choose to spray our walls down with bright
Yes.
red. But it
I love
reminds me
that.
of that. And then I also had a lot of Latino friends growing up, and they always had on a red lipstick.
Always.
So
That was their
this
thing.
just
Like,
always, right?
yes.
So this reminds me of my Bronx roots. So Sassy Bronx, girls, get into it. Okay. This one is special to me. This one is very special because this one is called Plain Jane.
Oh, I
Yes.
love that. The
And
names are so good.
thank you. Plain Jane is, of course, from A Bronx Tale because Jane has so much grace and she was so simple. Her simplicity,
Yes.
was just everything. So this is a nude and it's called Plain Jane. Now
Love it.
paired with a chestnut brown liner, baby, this
Mm.
is everything. This is everything, okay? And then we have this one right here. This is one of my favorites. This is Fuchsia Dreams.
Oh,
Fuchsia
that's such
Dreams.
a nice name.
And it's a beautiful deep pink fuchsia color. And I actually have it on right now. This is Fuchsia Dreams.
Oh, that's beautiful. I
Yeah.
love it.
So because spring is coming, you want to be springing it in Fuchsia Dreams.
Absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, get into this Fuchsia Dreams.
Getting into
And
that.
why shouldn't our dreams be fuchsia?
That's
Because
right.
fuchsia is beautiful. So when you think of your dreams, when I think of my dreams, I see beautiful colors, and fuchsia is the one that shines bright to me. It's one of my favorite colors. And then we go a little lighter, and we're still in a pink family, but this is called Pink Teens. So it's for the girls that like a little natural pink, and it's like a mauve pink almost. And it's matte and it's just beautiful, and it's beautiful on all skin complexions. Actually, all of these colors are beautiful on all skin complexions. And I want to make sure because I think sometimes us as darker women, we have trouble finding the right reds, the right pinks, the right colors that, are going to make our complexion pop out and shine.
Where to buy?
You go to selfiecosmetics.com and tap on the Taral Hicks tab, and you'll see the Taral Hicks collection, and you go in there. But yeah, these colors and the applications and the tricks and the light, and it's so much. It offers so much. Why not? I mean, everything a girl needs is on this tube. And you won't be sorry. It's well worth the spend. I want to give a huge shout out to Nicole. She is the owner of Selfie. I'm the owner of the Taral Hicks collection with Nicole. She's the owner of Selfie. And to my management first for helping this dream come to life. Let me tell you something. You need good people in your corner.
You do.
And you need people that want to see you succeed. And so I'm thankful for everybody in my life that is a part of my dreams and helping me to succeed, as well as you today, because this interview it's helping me to get the word out about my collection.
I'm relaunching my butters, so I have these butters that girl.
Okay.
You want to shine like a goddess, you got to wear my butters. So I'm gonna
Yes.
afterwards. You just tell me where I send. I'm gonna send you a collection of my butters, and you are going to love
Okay.
them. They're vegan. They're everything.
Nice.
Everything good for the body. You're gonna love them.
And I know it's good because you be spitting all the good ingredients out on everybody. That's why they all run over here. They like, Gabby, no. Gabby, no. Let me go in there. Let me get rid of this, that, and the other because Gabby, no.
So, before we end the interview or anything like that, I want to give them 4 fun facts about you that they may not know, and I'll do the 5th one.
Okay, 1. Let me see. My sister is Deatra Hicks. She
Yes,
played in all of the Tyler Perry plays,
Love
early
her.
plays. She can sing your
Iconic.
face off. That's 1. I don't know how many of you know that I really love God. Like I really do, and I love gospel music.
Always
And
been.
I do plan on putting out some inspirational stuff as well. Fun fact number 3, I am married. I've been married for 25 years, 26 going on in September. And I have 2 boys. One is 25 and I have another son who's 15, and he's also they're just handsome guys,
Very
and
much
I
so.
love my family. And let me see, number four. I love all things beauty, man. I love all things beauty and fashion. And yeah,
When you play your music and you pop on music, who's in your playlist?
Brandy's in my playlist. Joe is in my playlist. SWV is in my playlist. I'm a 90s girl, guys,
Yes.
so I love all the 90s music still. And gospel,
Yes.
Yolanda Adams and
Okay.
Mary Mary, Keisha Cole, Coco. I love Coco Jones. I like her a lot. I like
Okay.
Coco
Okay.
Jones.
Yes. Yeah, I can see
Um,
that. I can see that you would like
yeah.
that.
Let me see, Usher, Janet, In Vogue.
So
Like,
basically, you like all the great music. Like you like
yes,
everything that's
yes.
great in your
I like it
playlist.
before it shifted and became all computerized. Let me say.
Okay, so that's great. Artists who really sing and grew up with music and understand music from born. I think he was born to do this. You're gonna have those artists in your playlist. I'm sorry. Fun fact: we grew up together in the Bronx, and we've been friends. We've known each other for a long time. A lot of people don't know that, but we have, and
Yep.
that's a fun fact that people don't know. Make sure you go to her page and follow her. Anybody that's on my
Yes.
side, go and follow Terrell because you guys are saying I love her, I love her. Go follow her, go
Yes.
support and support her page,
Yes,
support her.
because I'm popping on IG. TikTok is new for me. So
Got
I'm like
you.
I'm building this page because yeah, my presence, I haven't been big over here, so I'm starting more. I'm like, you got to get better on TikTok. You got to go over there a little more. So now I'm starting to come over here a little more, and now my friend is over here and she's helping me out. So
Yes.
helping you guys to know where I'm at. Now you can find me over here. So yes, follow me and support our line,
Yes.
young, successful Black women doing what we got to do to survive. Who
Absolutely.
wouldn't want to support that?
Yes.
You know,
Okay.
Selfie and this butter. Get this butter. What's your butter called again?
Yeah, main company is called Taral Hicks Organics, but now my butters are called Chisel.
Oh, Chisel. I like that name.
Ooh,
All
thank
right, so a
you.
little Taral Hicks collection.
Yes.
X Chisel. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Y'all get
Yes.
into it.
No,
Support
I
us because
get
we're
it.
working hard out here to give you guys quality products. And it goes nowhere if you guys don't support us. So
Yes.
please,
Yes.
Keisha and Jane is asking you to support. And
Yes.
Terrell Hicks. and, and Stephanie and
Yes.
Gabrielle.
Like I want to support you, so I'm going to be wearing your line by Selfie, Terrell Hicks line, and everybody else out there. Make sure you go and support her lipstick line, and we're going to make sure it's successful.
Thank you guys. Thank you in advance. I'm just going to say, I know you're going to love it. And just, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Absolutely. So I have a great outro for everybody. So as we anything you want to say before we anything you want to add, Terrell, before we end our interview?
Well, I want to say thank you for the interview and for sharing your fan base with me. I also want to say thank you to everyone that hopped on to, see about me, to check on my life and see what I have going on. I appreciate you. And I'm still here and I'm still really trying to put amazing things into the earth for you guys to enjoy. So stay tuned, follow me, and, keep up with my journey. And I will see you guys soon. And when I see you out, just know I am that girl that loves to love on her fans. I do.
Oh, I
So
love
I'm
that.
always happy when you guys approach me or if you see me out and about. Don't ever feel afraid to come up and say hi because I speak back. I'm not going to give you the mean grill or the nasty face.
Yes. So this is in closing. I want to say my platform is going to be for a place for you, Terrell, to be here with me, to feel comfortable, to share my
And
space
I'll
with
be
you.
there.
I love you. I want to tell you
Love you.
that. I'm reminded of your power and grace, of a voice that stirs souls, of a woman who has quietly defined what it means to be both strong and soft. Terrell Hicks, I thank you for your light, your artistry, your legacy. You are seen. I want to give you your flowers while you are here. You are celebrated. You are honored. You deserve everything that you have, everything that you get, everything that is to come for you in the future. You deserve it. As listening to you, and the story reminds me of your beauty, that is not always what we see, but it's what you leave behind in our hearts. Until next time, this is me, Gabriella, and thank you for spending time in the court of Her Majesty, and I thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, in the court of Her Majesty.
Yeah,
You
because
better
we're
go ahead.
royalty. We're royalty.
You better go ahead. We are royalty and we are made in his image.
Yes.
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 Well, I love you and thank
I
you
love you
again
too.
for having me.
Yes.
And we will see you soon.
See
Get
you
some
soon.
selfies and some fun.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes. Bye.
Like, comment, share and subscribe, or off with your head.